Hi everyone, and welcome to the final lesson in this series on English grammar. This is the final lesson of this whole series. This is lesson number 50. And guys, I've got to tell you, we've learned so many things throughout this course. And after this lesson, lesson number 50, you will have basically learned all the major grammar points in the English language. Now, it's very important that you always keep practicing and reading on your own so that you can master the English language perfectly. In English, we have an expression actually. The expression goes like this: practice makes perfect, meaning that the more that you keep on practicing, and let's say the more that you keep on reading your books and practicing your vocabulary words, the better you're going to get at something. In this case, you want to learn English. So practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at the English language. Okay? So, now, the last thing that we're going to learn about in this series is called the causative form. Okay? We call it the causative form in the English language. Now, have you ever wanted to talk about how you arranged to have something done for you, or how you had somebody else do something for you? Well, in English, we have a special way to express just that. And I want to tell you how you can sound more natural while speaking even. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first example that we have here. This is number one, and number one says, "We washed the car." Okay, so we washed the car. Now in this sentence, it's understood that we ourselves, we perform the action. We ourselves, we wash the car. Okay, so in this case, we were the ones who washed the car, not somebody else, not mom, not dad, not your friend, not grandma or grandpa. We were the ones who did it. Now look at this one. It says, "We had the car washed." Okay, so we had the car washed. Now, in this sentence, it's clearly understood that we have paid somebody, probably, to wash the car for us. Okay, whatever the case may be, it wasn't us that washed the car. It wasn't us who performed the action. We had the action performed by somebody else. Okay, the action was performed by someone else, but it wasn't us. Okay, also guys, I do want to point out to you that we have another word here. Now, I told you we had the car washed, meaning somebody else performed the action. You don't just have to say that. You can also say, we got the car washed. Okay, we got the car washed. Now, got is in the past tense from the verb to get, right? You remember to get. And in this context, which is identical in meaning to the verb to have, right? And we had here, which is also in the past, okay? Coming from the verb to have and coming from the verb to get. They are identical in meaning in this case, okay? However, this one, right, got, is used more informally. I would say that Americans especially, we use it more with our friends, with our family, with people that we know. Whereas when you hear this, you can also hear it in informal conversations, certainly. But I would say that you would see this one more in writing. Okay, you would not find this one in writing all that much. You would definitely find the use of the verb to have more in this context, okay? Especially in documentation. But in speaking, not so much. Let's look at a few more examples that we have here, but side by side, okay? Side by side, side by side. One after the other, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, okay? Number two, it says, she whitens her teeth. Okay, so these are the teeth, right? She whitens her teeth, meaning she does something to make her smile brighter, okay? To make her teeth whiter. So she herself, she whitens her teeth. She does this. She cleans her teeth herself, okay? She's not going to a dentist who does it. She herself is the person who does it. Now look at this one. It says, she has her teeth whitened, or she gets her teeth whitened, okay? So you could say both. Remember that gets is something that we say while speaking informally, okay? Whereas has is also spoken, but it's more or less written down in documents and things like that. Or on homework assignments or in school, things like this. So she gets her teeth whitened, or she has her teeth whitened. Now, in this case, it's clearly understood that she is going to a dentist who is whitening her teeth, who is cleaning her teeth, who is making her smile even brighter, okay? So she has her teeth whitened by a dentist. She gets her teeth whitened every year by a dentist. You could say something like this, okay? Number 3, I fixed my phone. I did it. I was the person who fixed it. It was broken. Now it's not. Okay? It's repaired. It's fixed. Remember that a synonym of the verb to fix is to repair. So you could say, I repaired my phone. Okay? I fixed my phone. Fixed is used definitely more informally. Okay, so we use this a lot when we speak to one another, okay, with friends and stuff. Repair, you can say it, but again, it's more or less written down, okay? Fixed is an informal word. We use it all the time though. And then it says, I had my phone fixed, or I got my phone fixed. In this case, you went to somebody who is a professional who has fixed your phone. Okay, who got your phone fixed for you. Okay, you didn't perform the action. Number 4, I'm doing my hair. Okay, I'm cutting my hair. Okay, I'm dyeing my hair. Okay, when you say I'm dyeing my hair, it means that you're changing the color of your hair. Okay, my hair is brown. I have brown hair. Now let's say that I dye my hair blonde, or I dye my hair red, or I dye my hair black. Okay, so we say dye, but it's not D-I-E like dye, it's D-D-Y-E, D-Y-E, dye, okay, to dye one's hair, to dye somebody else's hair. Okay, I'm doing my hair, and then we have I'm having my hair done, or I'm getting my hair done, okay, so you can say both. Again, in this case, somebody else is doing it for you. They're cutting your hair, they're dyeing your hair, they're curling your hair. Okay, when you curl your hair, especially for females, girls, they have straight hair and then they put a product in it and it twists. It does a loop. We call it to curl one's hair. Okay, so I'm doing my hair, I'm having my hair done. Okay, also just FYI, in America, when people do this, okay, it means that somebody is crazy. So just let me remind you about that, because I used it for curling one's hair, but also that could signal somebody is crazy. Like, ooh, he's crazy, or they're crazy, okay? So let's go to number 5. It says, I was cleaning my house. I was cleaning my house, not somebody else. I was doing it. I was having my house cleaned, or I was getting my house cleaned. Again, somebody else is performing the action. Who is performing the action? We don't know. Maybe it's a maid. Maybe you have a really big house and you have a janitor. Okay, a janitor is a hired professional who is usually hired to clean places like schools or like libraries or courthouses or different buildings. Okay, they're called janitors. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, so I just want to point out here, guys, that you can see that in these examples, you can use the causative form in many different tenses. Okay, and we're going to look at the grammar tenses right now, but just so you know, I'm going to let you know which lessons you can find each of these tenses. Okay? Let me switch around like this, and we have the present simple. Now, the present simple, we learned this in lessons 1 through 16. Okay? Now, present simple tense. I have my phone fixed. I get my phone fixed. All right, now we have the present continuous tense, right? When we want to talk about something that is ongoing, okay? The action is still in the process of going on, okay? The present continuous tense we learned, this was in lesson 13, okay? It says, I'm having or getting my phone fixed. And then we have the past simple tense, okay? The past simple tense, we learned this in lesson 17. I had my phone fixed, or I got my phone fixed. And then we have the past continuous tense, meaning an action that was continuously going on but in the past. So past continuous tense. I was having my phone fixed, or I was getting my phone fixed. And the past continuous we learned in lesson 22. And then we have the future tense with the word will. You know the word will, we use it to talk about the future. So I will have my phone fixed. I will get my phone fixed, which we learned in lesson 19. Then we have the present perfect simple tense. Okay, the present perfect simple tense we learned in lessons 30 and 31. I have had my phone fixed, and I have got my phone fixed. And then we have the past perfect simple tense. Okay, so there's a lot of tenses right here. The past perfect simple tense was also found, well, this one was, the present perfect simple was lesson 30 and 31. The past perfect simple was in lesson 31 as well. Okay, and it says, I had my phone fixed, or I had got my phone fixed. Now, look here, guys. You see how I wrote right here? It says gotten, G-O-T-T-E-N, gotten. You can, technically this is grammatically correct, okay? You can say I had my phone fixed, or I had got my phone fixed. You'll often hear I had gotten my phone fixed. Okay, you can hear both. I had got my phone fixed. I had gotten my phone fixed. So you choose which one you want to say. Also, guys, don't forget that we have modal verbs. You know what modal verbs are. We learned about modal verbs in lessons 24 and 44. And that's like saying should, must, okay, have to, things like this. Can, could, may, might. You could say something like, I should have my phone fixed, or I should get my phone fixed, okay? So you can use modal verbs with the grammar tenses as well. Okay, so guys, if you forget any of these, you can always come back to the previous videos and review them, okay? And make sure to leave me a like if you do, okay? All right, so in interrogative and in negative forms, okay, interrogative means you pose a question, you ask a question, and then negative means, well, you have positive sentences and you have negative sentences, so negative is easy. I'm sure you understand. In the present simple and the past simple, these are formed with do, does, and did. Okay, so do, does, and did. For example, did you have your car fixed? Did you get your car fixed? Okay, now we're talking about somebody else fixing your car, right? Not you. Number two, did they have their house sold? Did they get their house sold? Okay, so somebody else is selling their house or has sold their house. It's a question. Did they get their house sold? By who? Who would sell their house? By a real estate agent. Okay, a real estate agent is a person who you hire, whose job it is to sell somebody's house. A real estate agent. And did you have your car fixed? Who would fix your car? A mechanic, a car mechanic. Okay, let's go to number 3. She didn't have her house cleaned. She didn't get her house cleaned. By who? She didn't have her house cleaned by who? By the maid, okay? By somebody who cleans the houses. And number 4, they did not have their bikes repaired. They did not get their bikes repaired. Apparently, these two are negative sentences, whereas number 1 and number 2 are interrogative sentences because they have a question mark. But apparently the bike is broken and you need to repair the bike. Now, remember I said that you don't have to use the word repair. You can also use the word fix. So you could say, did they not have their bikes? I'm sorry. They did not have their bikes fixed. Okay, you could say repaired or fixed. They did not have their bikes repaired. They did not have their bikes fixed. They did not get their bikes repaired. They did not get their bikes fixed. Now, if you don't want to talk about somebody who's doing it for you and you want to say that you're doing it yourself, you can say, did you fix your car? Just like that. Did you fix your car in the past? Did you fix the car yourself, not somebody else? Did they sell their house? Did they themselves sell their house? Not the real estate agent. They themselves. She didn't have her house cleaned. She didn't get her house clean. We can say she didn't clean her house. She didn't do it. They did not have their bikes repaired. They did not get their bikes repaired. You could say they did not repair their bikes, or they did not fix their bikes. So you could say however you want. Also, it's common for Americans to use the causative form whenever someone has gone through an unpleasant or a bad experience. Okay, so you can say it like this. Katie had her car broken into last night. You know what broken into means? Somebody goes in, breaks the window, the window breaks, and they go in and they take the money, they take the purse, they take the CDs, whatever you have in the car. They broke into the car and they took things. They stole things that is not theirs, it's yours. And then it says, Arbin had his bike stolen again yesterday. So this has happened over and over again. He had his bike stolen, which is taken, again yesterday. Broken into is from the verb to break into, and stolen is from the verb to steal. And see how we had here? Well, you don't have to use had. You can also use, can you think of it? What can you also say? You can say Katie had her car broken into last night, or Katie got her car broken into last night. Arbin got his bike stolen again yesterday. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We can also use this form with other verbs or other phrases as well, including modal verbs. I must get the computer upgraded, okay? Your software in the computer is very bad. It must be upgraded. I must get the computer upgraded. Or you could say, I must have the computer upgraded. It's worth getting the TV fixed, okay? Meaning, it's worth is an expression we use, meaning the advantages are greater than the disadvantages, okay? The benefits are greater than the disadvantages or the consequences. It's worth getting the TV fixed, or it's worth having the TV fixed. We should get the house painted. We should have the house painted, okay? So, who would paint the house? A painter, okay? That's the job. A painter is somebody who paints houses. And finally, guys, if you want to say who performs the action, we could do this by using the word by plus an agent. An agent is the person who performs the action. Okay, for example, I'm getting my hair done by a stylist. By plus the agent. The agent is a stylist. Stylist is somebody who cuts the hair or dyes the hair. You are having your house painted by a painter. He is getting his sickness treated by a doctor. She is having her car repaired by a mechanic. These are the people, the agents, that perform the action. Not you, okay? These are the agents, all right? We have getting, having, getting, having. Now you can switch these, remember. You can switch them however you want. It's your choice, okay? Remember, getting is more informal. We use it when we're speaking. So basically, guys, this is it for the lesson. Just one more thing. Don't forget the word order while using the causative form. For example, Maria had her teeth cleaned, okay, is different from Maria had cleaned her teeth, okay? Because Maria had her teeth cleaned by who? By a dentist. Maria had cleaned her teeth by who? By herself, by Maria. She had cleaned her teeth. Okay, so there's a little difference there. Just make sure you remember. Okay, guys, that's all for the series. To all my viewers from wherever you are, all around the world, maybe France or Albania or South America or Peru or Africa, anywhere in the whole world, I hope you enjoyed each one of these lessons that I presented to you. And now we've covered basically everything important about English grammar, along with many useful vocabulary words and expressions. Always keep up your practice, okay? Never give up, all right? Never give up, my friends. So, like always, thank you for watching. And if you like this kind of series, give me a like and subscribe as well. And I'll definitely know when to produce some more lessons for you, okay? So, as always, thank you so much. and I will definitely see you all soon. Bye.